Today I'm going to show you why
I just don't understand
new cars or anything, but Nissan and Ford
were designed retarded.
Scotty seems to hate Mercedes, and I mean really hate. I've never seen him more upset than in his Mercedes videos. Check it
I
out.
mean, seriously, there's something wrong with the engineers that designed these cars.
Like even the lug nuts are designed retarded. Look at this. Heck, and don't even get me talking about these stupid low-profile tires. I just can't wait to see what the Mercedes lovers are going to come back with when I upload this video on YouTube, how they can possibly defend this horrible design.
We'll try, but for starters, Scotty, I don't think you can say the R word anymore.
Retarded.
It's 2018. So like many of his topics, Scotty has 2 videos dedicated to this. And he has some really strong opinions about Mercedes. But he only shows one car. This same CLS 500 appears in 3 different videos. Just like his opinion on hybrids or many other things he talks about, it seems to be a sample bias. And it's not even that bad. It's not like the car's a lemon or broken down.
Although this car's running fine and there's no check engine lights or anything on.
Well, there are 2, really 3 videos to unpack here, so let's get into it. Why does he hate Mercedes? One of his main points is that Mercedes are expensive. And no one is arguing with that. It's not a Kia Morning or a Kia Picanto, depending on where you're from. It's a luxury car. But his complaint is the cost of repair and parts.
Are they expensive to maintain? Check out this bill on this Mercedes that just came from the dealer. $938.02. And that was mainly for an engine oil change and a fuel filter change.
Yeah, Mercedes parts are expensive. I mean, they're a much rarer car and higher quality, so you pay for that. But that does seem a little high for what you're talking about. Let's look at that bill again.
From the dealer, $938.02.
He says that's for an oil change and a fuel filter change. I think it's odd he won't actually show what the bill is for. And you can briefly see that there's more to it than just oil and a fuel filter. Look, performed. Those aren't checks or inspected. And those prices seem odd too. Look, $39.95 times 2, which is $79.90, $14.65, $1.50. The total is $9.38. That either must be a lot of missing parts we can't see or a lot of labor. The average dealer price for a fuel filter change is $156. An oil change is shockingly high at $202, but that still puts it under $400. Around $20 for a fuel filter, $20 for some oil, around a couple of hours of labor. That sounds about right. Look, Scotty even tells you what the labor cost is.
And when I called a local Mercedes dealer here in Houston, they charge $160 an hour labor.
We could presume that that's the same dealership that the Mercedes came from and where it got this work. But what is Scotty trying to hide here? What happened to this car? What kind of work did it get on? What's his point? Is he just trying to lie to us? There's no way a fuel filter change and an oil change should cost nearly $1,000, even at a dealership. Anyways, so Scotty's next complaint are the dual spark plugs per cylinder.
So each cylinder has 2 spark plugs on it. So you have to change 2 spark plugs for each cylinder, which of course costs twice as much, and these plugs aren't cheap. And okay, they say that 2 plugs per cylinder make them run better and work more efficiently. But I'm not buying that because Nissan and Ford tried that on engines years ago, and it pretty much was a failure.
Well, there you have it. Ford and Nissan tried it, and they didn't like it, so they switched back so nobody else should do it.
Welcome to Ford.
Why should we care what Ford does? Actually, it wasn't really even a failure. A lot of people really liked it. It was probably just too expensive, but actually dual ignition has been used for a very long time, most commonly in airplanes. There are plenty of reasons why dual ignition is great. I'm not going to get into it now, but you could look that up on your own if you want. But this is just another example of Scotty not liking anything new or different. You know, it's not a V8 with 8 spark plugs and 8 points on a distributor, and it's not what he knows. Check out his reasoning on this.
Because if you look here, this baby's only getting 11.9 miles per gallon, and I wouldn't call that very good gas mileage. So much for the more efficient engine design.
Well, dagnabbit, I guess I do have to get the dual ignition. Better fuel economy really isn't the point with these dual spark plugs. It's more about more power. This is a luxury vehicle, but this is more of a luxury sports car, or what some people want to call a performance luxury car. So the engineers weren't really concerned about more miles per gallon, but more about more power per gallon. So when you have compressed gas ignite from two opposite points, it creates something that some people call a twin flame front. So yes, it does burn more gas and it is more efficient, but it's also more powerful and a quicker burn. So it may not necessarily save on gas, but it does improve performance. But I think really Scotty may have just quoted a price and then realized he had to do twice the work, so now he's upset. Oh wow, we're already almost 6 minutes in and we've barely scratched the surface, so I'm going to break this video up. Stay tuned for the next part, alright? As always, if you agree or disagree, tell me why in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.